Alright guys, we're going to do language pages. This is starting out with 133, and we're talking about diagramming our subjects and our verbs. It sounds like it's going to be harder, but it's not. Okay? If you read your green box, and I hope you did, it said diagrams show if you understand your sentence. Follow the steps in the diagram in diagramming the subjects and the verbs of sentences. We draw a horizontal line. Well, this right here is an example of a horizontal line. Then we put our verb, find the verb, and it goes on the right side. Then we draw a vertical line. I'll show you that here in a minute. It's a line that goes up and down. And then put the subject on the left side. Think about it. Your right hand, verb. Left hand, subject. Your verb is on the right, your subject's on the left. So that's the way I want you to think about that. If we look at what the sentences we've been given on page 133 are, it tells us to underline our verb 2 times and our subject once, and then to use the horizontal line that's already on the paper to diagram our sentences. Well, here's number one. Morgan won the race. What is my verb? Won. Who won the race? Morgan. So she's my subject. Come over to my line. What goes on the right side? My verb, which is won. Directly in front of it goes that vertical line. What goes on the left side? My subject, which was Morgan. All right. Number 2, John Adams was the second president. Well, I don't have an action verb in that sentence, but I do have a non-action verb. Was. Who was? John Adams. So was is my verb, John Adams is my subject. Verb first on the right, which is was. Subject on the left, John Adams. Not just John, not just Adams, but John Adams. His whole name, because that's the whole subject. Now, number 3. The pioneers crossed the barren prairie. We do have an action verb in this sentence, and it is crossed. That is my verb. Underline it 2 times. Who crossed? What crossed? Pioneers crossed. Not the pioneers, just pioneers. That is your subject. Remember, your subject's always going to be a noun. And that's a person, place, or thing. And pioneers were people. So let's put our verb on the right side, and that is crossed. Our subject on the left, pioneers. This is how we diagram our sentences, okay? This is page 133, but directly on the back, page 134, we're going to be doing the same thing again. Finding your verb first, then your subject, and then using the horizontal line on the right side of the paper to diagram. Cornelius was a Roman soldier. Was, and then who was? Cornelius was. So was in my right hand, and Cornelius in my left hand. Now, number 2, he wanted to know more about God. Wanted. Wanted is our verb. Wanted is going to be in my right hand. Who wanted? He. Guys, he is the subject. It's not a noun. It is technically a pronoun, and we have talked about this in class. He is taking the place of Cornelius. Cornelius is a him, which is a noun. So he is still our subject. All right. Now, if you move on down to think B, it says to draw 2 lines under the verb in each sentence. If it's an action, write action. If it's not an action, leave it blank. Now, mind the fact that it tells us just to look for the verb. It's not talking about the subjects at all, okay? Camels live in desert lands. Live is our action. So that is an action verb. So that's what we put in the blank. Thick pads are on the camel's feet. Are is a non-action verb, which means this blank is blank. We don't put anything there, okay? That is what you're going to do for both Think A and Think B on page 134. And yes, I did go ahead and cross out Creative Writing C on your papers when they were handed out. Now, if you see what I've got written down here, that's just letting you know that page 135 is a review of our subjects and verbs. You're going to do more diagramming just like you did right here, looking for your subject and your verb. And then you're also going to be giving a subject or a verb in Think B, depending upon what the sentences are. If you want to zoom in on here, it says if the subject is given, give the verb. If the verb is given, write the subject. And as you can tell, even my teacher's book says that the answers will vary. So there's no right or wrong as long as it's making sense in the sentence. Blank should always tell the truth. We should always tell the truth. But we don't see should. So I need to backpedal. Let's see. Children always tell the truth. Yes, I like that sentence much better. Children always tell the truth. My cat Cleo runs in circles. You're finishing out the sentence. So you're either going to start the sentence or finish the sentence. Just make sure it is a complete sentence. All right, guys. That is all of your language pages. Please make sure that you review these videos very carefully. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.